Hey everybody. So we're at our favorite Mexican restaurant and we kind of have a lot of errands to do today. And I know it's a little bit loud, but there's a conversation I've been wanting to have, especially for people who are taking the online classes so that you guys can see it too. And hopefully we can continue that conversation in discussion boards. But first, I have to show you the fit check Stephen left the house with. Hold on. I did not clock the hat before we left. That's totally amazing. Okay, so I'm going to put you like this, and then I'll flip between us when we're talking. Hopefully I won't have chips in my mouth the whole time. Okay, so here is my question. And so I'm going to ask you it first, and then I want to talk about it because we're talking about sense of self, where it comes from, can you improve it? And then we've been talking about self-compassion and everybody's a human and makes mistakes. But here is my question for you. Is attitude a skill or are you born with it?
No, that's definitely a skill.
Thank you.
That's definitely something learned.
Oh, he needed the spicy salsa.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's definitely something learned.
Okay. And how do you learn it? Because if you just let it go, you don't always end up with the best attitude, right? So in your opinion, guy on the street who's never... I don't think you're secretly reading all my communication theory books when I'm not around.
Although I'm sure it'd be interesting.
If you did, where do you think that comes from? How do you formulate an attitude? So, y'all may not know this, but he's way better at getting to work on time than I am. Sometimes, I've never been truly late, but I've definitely cut it pretty close. On the other hand, you leave like 2 hours before work starts, right?
Yes.
Why do you do that?
Because I think of scenarios to which case I would be late, so I don't know what's happening in the environment around me. But I can only control me. I can't control what others do on the road. I can't control construction, a tire blowout, engine issues. I can think of many scenarios, but I can't think of all scenarios, to which case I might have to stop to get gas, and I forgot that I needed gas. There's just a myriad of things that warrant leaving myself space and leaving myself time to do in case of. And if I show up for work and I'm early, well then I'm just early, and then I have time to get myself together at work, get my tools or things that I need. Check emails if I have to check emails, and just other than that, just it works out better that way, because I'd rather do that than feel overwhelmed and under the gun, or feel like I'm rushed, and then when you feel rushed, things go wrong faster.
So do you feel like having that policy for yourself that you leave early enough to make sure you have lunch, make sure you're able to pick up something, get gas, do all those things and not be so rushed. Do you think that doing that contributes to you having a better attitude when you walk in the door of work?
Absolutely.
How does it contribute?
Like I previously stated, keeps me from feeling rushed or overwhelmed.
Yeah.
If I show up for work, like, right on time, and I feel like personally that I didn't have enough prep time to do anything, and in return being overwhelmed or having a feeling of overwhelmingness or feeling like I'm rushed, then I make mistakes, which causes me to not be relaxed. If I'm not in relaxed state when I start work, then I'm automatically possibly going to be maybe snippy or feel like people who would normally ask me a question or ask me to do something feel like that they're over the top of me instead of just
right.
They're not over. So I may take what others say wrong.
So I had to pause it so that we could order food because, restaurant and all. But is there something that happened in your life or in your work life that made you start having that policy, or did you always have that policy since you first started working?
I always had that policy since I first started working. I don't think there's one thing in particular that triggered a change from the first time I ever started working till now. Probably what I was taught.
Yeah.
It's part of, in my opinion, it is part of being responsible.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily responsibility for anything around you, but more so a responsibility of yourself.
Right. So instead of doing what you could do, because obviously you have a choice. Oh, it's not fair that I have to get here at this time. Oh, and it's so far from my house. That's not fair to me. And just sort of blaming external sources. You sort of looked inside of yourself for the control over the situation and sort of created self-boundaries in a way.
Yes.
Would help you be who you want to be at work.
Yes, yeah, because I know myself, and I know that I don't like to feel rushed, and I know in some cases, even with that responsibility I put on myself to show up early, I may sleep in, I may miss the mark, and those days are going to happen. But I know that I can control a great portion of that, and having that personal responsibility to myself, knowing what I know feels to me when I feel overwhelmed and rushed, that I make that choice every day to make sure that I try to leave on time, so to speak, because it's a responsibility for me.
Yeah.
Not for you, or not for... it's a shared responsibility for myself, but it's also a shared responsibility for my work, because my work does require me to show up at a specific time.
Right.
And I want to make sure I meet that too, because my job is valuable to me.
Right.
But it's a lot more to do with me. It's why I leave so early.
Right. Expecting everything around you to adjust to how you feel, or your anxiety about getting to work, not getting to work, being able to get gas, not get gas, being able to find, whether there's road construction or not, instead of expecting your job to accommodate you, you sort of looked inside yourself for what would make me walk through the door happiest when I have to go to work, and then created a situation for yourself where that happens.
Correct.
So, okay, well, we're talking to my class. They hear about you a lot. All good things.
No, hopefully.
Thank you.